I gotta tell you what happened to me today. I got in a conversation with a friend of mine about Trump. And what she did say was that by now the whole world knows how evil Trump is. But it's podcast after podcast, TikTok after TikTok, about all the mean things and terrible things. And she said it's making her sick. And I tried to explain my point of view. But the good thing about having good friends, they can make you see something a little bit different. Of course, I got my point of view, and I'm one of those that rally against him. But she said something that makes a lot of sense, that people may be getting tired of it, and they want to hear some good news. So when things happen to me twice, it makes me think, and it seems like it's confirmation. So I had a friend of mine text me, and he does videos on YouTube called Video Explosion. His name is DJ Finesse, and he had a guest on. He's a poet, a writer, and a storyteller, and they were speaking of good news, something positive, and that's exactly what my friend was talking about. Maybe people want to hear something positive. So this is my attempt to give you something positive. And if I get anything that's positive, I'll try to pass it along. So the poet is named A. Benedict. He's on YouTube. You can look him up. And these are some of the things that he said. I'm just going to kind of paraphrase some of the things. He says the journey is more important than the destination. You got to think about that. Where we're going is we don't know, but we got to think positively, because going through this is going to teach us something. And then he says, explore your talents, and I put remembering. So all of us have some hidden talents, but sometimes they're buried in chaos, in pain, and hurt. So dig down deep and try to remember some of the things that make you happy. Remember some of your talents that you may think were lost. And the only reason they lost because you have put them on a back burner. And he says, tell your own story and believe your own story. Sometimes we hide from the past and we don't tell the story. And we keep those stories to ourselves, good or bad, especially when they're bad. You keep them hidden and you never grow. And nobody ever know your pain or your hurt because you never tell your story. And if you tell it, maybe it might release some pain and hurt. So tell your own story and believe your own story. And inspiration is everywhere. During these trying times and all the bad news about Trump and war, gas prices going up, we just got to weather it. We got to inspire ourselves, be inspired by positive people, surround yourself around positive people. Inspiration can come from just taking a long walk in nature, or paying attention to your kids playing and laughter, and just finding things that inspire you. And he mentioned this, pushing the boulder up the mountain. He has a book, and I think it's called, let me look it up. It's called Return from the Elysium. It's got a picture of a man pushing a boulder up a hill, and when he gets to the top of the hill, it falls down. He pushed the boulder up to the top of the hill, and it falls down, and it keep repeating the cycle. But the moral of that story is, no matter how hard you push that boulder up the hill, once you get it to the top, it may push you back down. But the thing is, never give up, and that's life. We push things up and things fall right back on top of us, but we got to get back up and keep on pushing and keep on trying And then he said this: life has a way of making you small and hitting you hard and giving you amnesia. It says, are you bitter for what happened? And the answer is not at all, because you learned from getting hit in the head and having an amnesia. But we have to wake up and understand that we can't be bitter about what's going on. What Trump is going to do, what he's going to do. But we have the responsibility of being positive and understanding we got a choice of making things better. And he says this: we don't know it all, and we don't. And life is the teacher. And so we don't know it all. We don't know what's going to happen. But in these trying times, we're learning something. We're learning things about what's right. We're learning things about what's wrong. We're learning things what we don't like about our government. And then one thing DJ Finesse said, he said this: trouble don't last always. And we got to think about it. Trouble don't last always. How many times in life that we have something bad that happened, or somebody dies, and we go through trauma? We always going through. And Trump is just a phase. It's a learning curve for us to be better. So no matter what goes on and what he does, trouble don't last always. And then another thing he said: things you can control and things you can't control. We cannot control Donald Trump. But what we can control, we can control our peace. We can control our joy. We can control the things we got control of. Or we could do peaceful protests like the No Kings March, because the simple fact that that's showing the world that everybody is not mean and angry, that there are still millions of good people. And so hopefully that march that's happening Saturday, it will be the biggest in history, so the world can see that there's still a lot of people that care and love, and we're not what Trump trying to make us out to be. So another thing he said, and almost lastly, he says have empathy and sympathy, and we need each other, and we do need each other, and we have to have empathy and sympathy for others, for the pain that's going on around. And that's a song that says, pain going around, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. So we can't let it go too far. And he said this: time can go slow or time can go fast, but surround yourself or enrich yourself with good people along the way. So hopefully that uplifts somebody. And if I hear any more good news, I'll try to spread it. So peace and love, and I hope it makes somebody feel better.